Members of the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa have embarked on a picket at the offices of the Industrial Development Corporation, the IDC, in Sandton, Johannesburg, over possible retrenchments at ArcelorMittal South Africa. NUMSA wants government through the IDC to intervene and stop the retrenchment process. SABC News economics reporter Katlego Legodi is in studio with me, and he has been joining the protest. Katlego, thank you so much. Welcome to On Point. You've been out on the streets. How did the protest go, and what was contained in the memorandum? Perhaps we could also take the opportunity to inform our viewers about what the involvement of the IDC is with ArcelorMittal and the union.
A very good afternoon to you, Diabo, and of course to our viewers at home. Just coming back from the streets in terms of members of NUMSA that had staged a demonstration outside the IDC. The Industrial Development Corporation is a minority shareholder at ArcelorMittal, and actually is the one that is in charge of this process of ensuring that at least we save this company. Okay. It's been a race against time when you look at it, Diabo, in terms of ensuring that there is the safeguarding of the about 3,500 jobs that are on the line at ArcelorMittal. We've seen even in the last month, Minister of Employment and Labour, Nomagosazana Meth, on the ground at the plant, just trying to intervene there. So we are told that the company is actually in a tight corner in terms of what has been happening here. The steel sector has been facing immense pressure, and they are not able to sustain the, the long steel part of this entity. Hence, on the 6th of Jan, we saw them, more or less announcing that they're going to move to close this particular state or the section of the company. But this was supposed to have happened at the end of Jan. So we saw a month given for this process, for intervention, basically, where government was saying that they need to ensure that at least they safeguard this company, not only for the workers, but also for the steel sector, the SA steel sector. So today we see NUMSA saying that, after that meeting with government and meeting with Minister Nomagosazana Meth and the DTIC, they haven't really been kept abreast in terms of where the situation is. And they also saw, earlier on in the week, ArcelorMittal coming through Didi to say that they are actually giving them an ultimatum to say, indeed, if nothing is coming through from government, then they find themselves on the 3rd of March having to basically shut down their operations. So we are basically waiting to see whether they will get a sense of joy from government and the IDC. So earlier on today, we found them outside and demonstrating. They were submitting 2 memorandums. They've taken issue with one, developments at ArcelorMittal, but again, there's the SA Steel Mills, so the entity. So the company has been actually going through the most as well, Didi, in terms of developments in the sector. But we see them today also just pushing for the IDC to intervene here in terms of developments, one at ArcelorMittal, another one at the SA Steel Mills. So these are 2 memorandum of demands that were received by the officials from the IDC, and we see them as well saying that these memorandums find us as we have been working on our end to try by all means to intervene at SA Steel Mills, at ArcelorMittal. They've been inundated with all of these calls as well from various stakeholders. You can imagine that those in the automotive sector are very concerned about developments at ArcelorMittal. We see that this also has actually the issue around ensuring that it disturbs also the programs of government in terms of ensuring that we move from the road to rail. And they're saying that all of these components hang in the balance here, but also taking issue, Diabo, with processes of policy, saying that they have dumping tariffs that will need to be attended to as in safeguarding the steel sector. Because, for instance, they're saying that really what ArcelorMittal has told them is that in the past 30 years, they've seen a drop in terms of their numbers. So they're not able to be sustainable here. What has been punted in the media, Didi, is 1 billion rand. This is some sort of a bailout that has been spoken of. But NUMSA today just saying, we don't know anything about this. So ArcelorMittal has said they don't know anything about this as well. It looks like this is information that has been leaking from government into the media, or they've been speaking to the media, but the stakeholders are not aware of it. It's a desperate situation. We have about 3,500 workers at ArcelorMittal that have been really moving with uncertainty, and they're all looking to ensure that this pressure that has been applied by NUMSA through this memorandum of demands, a 3-day deadline we'll see at least government come into the party and bring them into confidence.
We really do hope for a resolution to this, as much as I hope for a resolution for this cough that I have. Thank you so much for giving us that update. Katlego Legodi is SABC economics reporter, giving us the latest with that jobs that are on the line. 3,500, he says, on the line, but it looks like there are a lot of moving parts in trying to save those jobs, and we definitely will be keeping tabs as SABC News on what's happening on that front.